you just want some sort of approval or permission indirectly because that is what you've been taught to do so since your childhood. All of this, I believe, programs us to seek approval or permission from others. When I was in school, I was bullied so much for the way that I look. I could not make them laugh the whole time, and now that they're thinking that I'm just boring. They would ultimately become beliefs, and once they become beliefs, they would become a fact for you, and then you would not believe anybody who says anything which is not a fact for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I think one habit that all of us have in common is worrying about what others think of us. Yes, the habit of worrying. Worrying is a habit, it's not a personality trait, and just like any other bad habit, we can break the habit of worrying as well. And in today's video, we're going to tackle the topic how to stop caring what others think of you. So let's get started and dive right into the video. I think that every intangible thing that comes from our mind has a reason behind it. So if you have a goal, then why do you want to achieve it? If you're angry, then why do you feel angry? And similarly, why do you care about what others think of you? There's a reason behind it. Let me give you an example. One of the reasons could be that you want something from them. So one example could be that if you want to stay employed, you have to value your boss's opinion, and if you ignore his or her views for long, you might end up getting fired. Another example could be that you're trying to get in a relationship with a boy or a girl that you like, and what they think and what they feel really matters to you because you want them to like you back. Well, now that I think about it, maybe one of the reasons why relationships end because the other person changed is because the other person liked you and they wanted you to like them back, so they changed the real they and behaved like somebody who you would be interested in. And once they had you and once you started liking them, they just stopped being that person and they go back to becoming the real they. And once they go back to that the real they, you just stop liking them because they're not the person anymore who you fell for. And yeah, maybe that's how it happens. Anyway, I just have this tendency of creating my own theories. Just let's get back to the topic. So the second reason could be that you just want some sort of approval or permission indirectly because that is what you've been taught to do so since your childhood. A very prominent example that is coming to my mind right now is while you were in school, you had to ask permission from the teacher even for the smallest things, like for going to the washroom, for example. I mean, you feel the pressure, you have to go to the washroom, but still you first have to ask the teacher if you can fulfill a biological need of yours. The same goes for drinking water. You first have to ask for permission from your teacher if you can drink water and you can quench your thirst. All of this, I believe, programs us to seek approval or permission from others, which obviously means that we care about what the other person is thinking about whether or not we should do something. The other reason could be fear of rejection or disapproval. I think the same example holds true for this as well. You like somebody and you don't want them to reject them, so you care about what they think and they feel. Some other examples could be looking for love or acceptance, or being afraid to unveil some sort of insecurity about themselves. I cannot think of any more examples right now, but the point is that you need to figure out why you care so much about what others are thinking about you. So once you figure out the why behind why you care about what people think of you, you need to figure out the reason behind that reason. For example, I always care about how I am looking and what people are thinking of how I'm looking. The reason behind that, the why behind that, is that I want people to think that I am pretty enough to be talked to. And the reason behind that reason is that when I was in school, I was bullied so much for the way that I look, and that is the reason why I care so much about what people are thinking of how I'm looking, at if they feel that I'm pretty enough to talk to me. And by the way, you can check out this video if you want to know that story in detail. I've talked about it in so much detail, the whole bullying story of mine. But what I've noticed is that the reason, the final why, the final reason behind why you care about people so much is usually lies in your past. So finding out the why, getting to the root of the problem really helps, because once you know the reason why, you can then find ways and solutions to deal with that. Now, if there is something that I really want you to understand, is that you are the hero of your own movie being your life, right? And so is everybody else in their own lives. Just like you, everybody has a busy life. They have so many problems, so many things to deal with, and so they're living in their own bubble. And do you think that people would take time, they would stop thinking about their problems, stop thinking about what they have to deal with in their lives, and spend that time judging you? No, right? No one will. It's all in our head. Think about it this way. Do you stop and think all the things about others that you think they are thinking about you? And there is a possibility that while you are worrying about what they are thinking about you, they are worrying about what you are thinking about them. And let's say something did happen. You fell and everybody laughed. How long do you think they're going to care about that? Just for a tiny minute, and then they'll go back to their own bubbles. A mindset shift that really helped me is whenever I feel like, okay, somebody is judging me for the way that I look, I stop and I think, okay, first of all, for how long are they going to judge me? Maybe a minute max. Secondly, I'm never going to see this person again, so does it even matter if they're thinking something about me for a couple of seconds? Literally, so many people that we fear about judging us, they're never going to play an important role in your life. You are going to stumble across them maybe once or twice, or maybe more. Who cares? I mean, the next time you stumble across them, you would not even remember that the last time you saw them, you were worrying about them judging you. So does it even matter that they're judging you? No, it doesn't matter. So, simple advice. Continue being the hero of your own world. Usually, I'm able to make people laugh every now and then in the conversations. So, once I created this expectation in my mind that everybody that I'm meeting with, we're having a perfect conversation. I'm making them laugh so much. I'm cracking so many jokes and they're laughing like crazy. And this expectation that was there in my head, it backfired a lot. So I would have normal conversations with people and they would not laugh at every sentence that was coming out of my mouth. They would laugh every now and then whenever I would crack a joke. And because this reality was so different than the expectation in my mind, I was so tense and I was feeling like everybody is finding me boring. Because of this, I put so much pressure on myself to make people laugh, and whenever they would not laugh at like one or two things that I said, I would again put so much pressure on myself and I would feel that they are just thinking that I'm drab. So do not get caught into perfectionism. Just let things flow on their own. Try not to control every single situation and just be yourself. Like, I was trying to control the conversation so much. I was trying to somehow turn it into the perfect conversation that was there in my head, and because of that, I did not really enjoy the conversation that I was having. And I never even considered for a single second that the other person might actually be enjoying the conversation that we are having, given the fact that they were still listening and that they said that they had a nice time talking to me. I was so caught up with just focusing on I could not make them laugh the whole time, and now that they're thinking that I'm just boring. And because of this, I could not enjoy the conversation at all, and I basically ruined the whole conversation for myself. By getting rid of perfectionism and so many detailed expectations, I not only relieved myself of so much pressure, but I also ended up enjoying the conversation a lot more and having a nice time. Something that I want you to keep in mind always is that somebody can hurt you only when you give them the permission to do so. I've had so many amazing friends in my life, but there was this one person who ruined the experience of friendship for me and gave me so many insecurities about friendships. One lesson that bad friendship taught me was that that person was able to hurt me because I gave them the permission to make me feel bad. Okay, let's use an example to understand this. Let's say I'm telling you that I do not like the magenta eye color that you have, and you would not believe me, right? But if I say that you're not a nice person and talking to you is not really a nice experience, you would instantly believe me, and now you would start doubting yourself. So the difference between these two scenarios is that you do not believe that you have magenta eyes, and that is why you did not give me the permission to hurt you by saying that. But in the other scenario where I tell you that you're not a nice person, you may already have a doubt about yourself that you're not a nice person, and that is why you need validation from others. And that is when you allow people to hurt you, and that is when you start caring about what they are thinking of you. So this means that you only believe others for the things that you do not believe 100% about yourself. If you believe and know that you're a nice person, no matter how much I tell you that you're not a nice person, you're not going to believe that, because you are a nice person is a fact. It's a fact for you, and you would not allow me to hurt yourself, and it's a fact just like I'm a girl is a fact. So you need to be really careful about what you're thinking about yourself, because those thoughts are ultimately going to become your beliefs. Change your inner narrative from I am ugly, I am not enough, I'm not a nice person, people don't like me, to I am beautiful, I am kind, I am nice, I am enough, and I deserve everything beautiful. Initially, they would feel so weird and so untrue, but when you do this every single day and repeat these things to yourself, they would ultimately become beliefs, and once they become beliefs, they would become a fact for you, and then you would not believe anybody who says anything which is not a fact for you, and you would not allow them to hurt you, and you would stop caring about what others are thinking about you. So far in this video, we have discussed how you can stop the habit of worrying about what others are thinking of you, and we have established that the reason behind this worry either lies in your past or in your minds. I hope that I was able to give you some pointers that can help you break this bad habit of worrying about what others are thinking of you. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel by pressing this button, because I make videos on personal growth, productivity, and lifestyle. And while you're still here, make sure that you check out these two videos right here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like them. I will see you soon in the next video. Until then, keep loving, keep dreaming. This is Ruchika Srivastava signing off.